Hello, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. I have two wonderful people with me tonight, Amy and Syboll from the Hotel Charlesworth. And there you see the beautiful woman and that handsome guy. And before we were going in the air, I was starting to tell Syboll and Amy about somebody I ran into recently and how they made that person's evening. They were so thrilled because you do what you do with your mother's jewelry. Tell everybody what you do about that.
Oh, yeah. Interesting you should mention that because I don't know if you even noticed this, but I actually brought the Shell of Dreams with me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So this is the Shell of Dreams. So whenever you come in, I give rings, earrings, bracelets, whatever you can find in there for free. They all belong to my mom. She had thousands of them when she passed away.
Wow.
I've given out about 9,000 rings, 4,000 pair of earrings. I couldn't think of what to do with them, so after 14 years, we decided to give them to our customers for free. So every single person that comes in gets jewelry, and they can take as much as they want.
Yeah,
And I'm wherever I go, they're wearing them. To the supermarket, Queen Diner.
That's neat, though, isn't it? And remember, it's your mom.
Really
Absolutely.
amazing. What a great tribute.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, that is something else. So tell me a little bit about your mom. I want to talk about mom and dad for a minute. Amy, your mom, what did she do?
So my mom's name was Arlene, and she was actually a waitress for her brother for 25 years.
Wow.
And I always joke that is why I became a partner at the Charlesworth, because I refused to work for my brother as a waitress for the next 25 years. So
Still bound up.
yeah. So
Where
so
was the restaurant?
it was called Billy G's. It was in Center City.
Oh, okay.
It was
12th and Cal Hill.
Yeah, a little luncheonette, but.
Okay, I know where Callahill is. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so and she complained about it pretty much every day. So when he called me and said that, he was considering buying the Charlesworth, I was like, good for you. Good for you.
But that's good. At least you got the restaurant business in your blood.
Yes,
from
we
way
do.
back,
Yeah, we
from
do. And we worked there when we
Yeah,
were
my
kids.
dad had a restaurant when we were kids. He
Oh,
had
I
a
didn't know
steak
that.
shop in Philadelphia in Fishtown.
The Munger Burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty famous for that.
And then when he closed it, that's when my mom's brothers opened his own restaurant.
Oh, I see. Wasn't your dad also a police officer?
He worked police communications, and
I see.
he ran the mayor's mobile bus.
Yeah, he drove the mayor's bus
that's
in,
cool.
in
He was
Philadelphia.
just-
We got some great pictures of him.
Frank Rizzo?
No,
R-
Green.
Green.
Mayor Green and Wilson,
Wilson
I think.
Good.
Wilson
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I remember them. Yep. That's
Yeah.
neat.
It was a gigantic bus that he used
Wow.
to drive around.
That
yeah,
is cool.
he was a Green Beret in the Army also. Special forces.
Special Forces. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
So when did Dad and Mom
So what
decide to go
happened
to
was, it's very strange because this week we had someone come in. It was, I don't know if you remember Peaches. Do you remember Peaches? It was a party boat in Fortescue in the early '80s,
No.
late '70s. So the way that we came to know Fortescue was my dad was out on a boat. I think it was in Cape May. The boat had broken down and they had drifted into like the waters of the Delaware Bay. And it would just happen to be the day that Peaches, the party boat, sank.
Ooh.
And he helped bring on some of the people onto the boat.
Oh, I see.
And they brought them back to Fortescue. And when he got there, he realized that Fortescue was a place that his father took him when he was a kid.
Oh,
and he
wow.
never knew the name of it.
I'll
He
be
never
darned.
knew what it was. So as soon as he saw it, he recognized it immediately because it hadn't changed, I guess, in 40
Yeah,
years at that
right.
point.
That's true. Yeah.
And my dad grew up in Chincoteague, Virginia.
Oh, that's
In
nice.
fact, my great-great-grandfather was the first fire marshal of Chincoteague, Virginia. And so he was used to like a fishing community, and he loved Fortescue. So that weekend we came to Fortescue. It was hard to find.
Yeah.
It was before maps in the
Yeah.
early 80s.
Yeah, good point.
The talking maps.
Yeah.
So when we got to Fortescue, the signs, I don't know if you remember this, but back in the late 70s, early 80s, all the signs were pointing different ways. They changed the signs in Fortescue
wow.
so that no one could find it. The
Oh, my
fishermen did
gosh.
that.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty recent, with over the past 15 years, that those signs were actually corrected.
No kidding. Wow.
So when we got to Fortescue, it was my brother and I and my dad, and we saw a house for sale by owner,
Uh-huh.
and we went to where did we go? Ed Barnett's, the gas station there on the corner.
Yeah, so sure, I know Ed.
So we went there. There was one of those old-fashioned
Payphones.
payphones, And my dad said, "Can I give me a dime?" I think it was a dime. So he called the number, and it was John Hartman who had the house. And he said, "How much do you want for the house?"
Oh.
And the guy said, "13,000."
Right.
And my dad said, "All right, we'll take it." So
Wow, that's super.
And then he said, "Give me a dime to make another call." It was to my mom,
Uh-huh.
and all I could hear was, "You did what?"
Yeah, I bet. What was your mom's? Oh, you did.
Arlene.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So then it took us a time or two to find it again after we came back, because we couldn't even find it again after that, after we bought it. So so Peaches, the original Peaches, she came in this week to the restaurant. So I bought her a free dinner, and thanks to her, she had no idea that it was because of her that we're actually in Fortescue.
Oh,
Yeah, they
wow.
had a great
You know.
drawing of the a
Pretty
great
amazing.
painting of the boat too. Then I'll maybe
Oh.
bring the next time.
That's super.
Yeah, because I'm going to hang it in my house since that's how we got there.
That
I
is
just
really
visited Chincoteague this week for the first time.
Well, you guys were little kids then.
Yeah, I was 7.
I was a baby.
Yeah.
Just
But I
bouncing.
figured you guys were
I
little.
was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, that's wonderful. I feel bad because in 1982, I got elected to the county freeholder board, and I was in charge of the county roads in '83. I can't believe those signs were all messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
Yeah, it
you know,
was-
Well, they
there's-
did it on
It's always
purpose.
you.
though,
Oh, that's
'cause
right.
Yeah,
Was
they,
it?
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
it
we
was
should've-
all your
Trickery.
fault.
That's it. I should have had it turned. That's why I'm not there anymore. You know, I couldn't believe when I got elected, 540 miles of roads in
Wow.
Cumberland County.
What much is there now?
Pardon?
How many miles now?
Probably the same,
Same?
540.
Haven't changed.
Yeah. Now, usually, unless they assume some other streets or roads, most of the township roads are county roads.
Well, there's a lot of new construction in Newport. They just
Yeah,
built a couple
usually, though,
houses,
if it's-
they're building a barn.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fantastic what's happening, you know, down there. In Newport as well. So, but those major roads are all the county roads that they have to offer. But you guys had a great weekend Saturday. Amy, tell me who I saw some special elected official at your
Yeah,
place.
we had Mike.
Jeff
Tested.
Andrew was there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mike Test and Jeff Andrew.
Yeah, and they've been in several times.
Sandy
They're
Taylor, she's
really.
really amazing.
Yeah, Sandy's
Mm-hmm.
running. Sandy was my banker. She's running for county commissioner,
Mm-hmm.
and that was their event that they held
The
on
fundraiser,
Saturday.
Yeah.
right?
it was a huge turnout.
Yeah.
I think they were expecting half of what actually came.
That's
So
super.
it was amazing.
Yeah. And it was great to see. So I have so many friends that were there. I saw them online, and looked at the Cumberland County Republican Organization page. And I was glad to see Jeff Andrew there. Did you see his lapel pin? Did you have?
I did. I did notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, someone was having a conversation about it. I didn't hear.
Well, apparently Jeff was a dentist,
Right.
and somebody knew that, and they got him a pin that has a tooth with an American flag. on it.
Okay, yeah,
So,
that's what it was.
yeah.
I think Sydney Taylor was asking about.
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'd heard. It was
Yeah,
something
it was very
different.
nice.
Yeah.
They were all very nice.
That's good. Boy, that's great though. So what did you have? What'd you have good? It was 12-3, right?
Yeah, there was. We had a shrimp po' boy, the crab cake sandwich.
Right.
Black and blue burger.
Yeah, there was.
That's
those
great.
burgers are amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure. Everything there
We
is
still
amazing.
get
Yeah.
calls from when we had the luncheonette down the street.
Yeah.
About
They
Julian's.
They want that special
Cheesesteak and-
cheesesteak. Yeah.
Yeah, his
Cheesesteak was
cheesesteak.
awesome.
He had the best
It was
cheesesteaks
amazing
in the world.
Even I'm from Philadelphia. It was a great cheesesteak.
So did Julian come from Philly also?
He was born and raised in Harleysville, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
He comes from a Mennonite background, his family.
Yeah.
So they took great pride in their food and everything fresh, and that's why he's very.
Yeah, they just did a write up in the Atlantic City Press about our food.
in Flavor magazine.
yeah,
I
A
had
6-page spread on him.
it's
I
amazing.
think there's photos of that
Yeah.
somewhere.
there's the food.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Filet mignon.
Yeah, yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, this was a 6-page spread they did in Flavor magazine on Julian.
There's Julian.
Well deserved,
Yes.
because
Yeah,
he's
this
behind the
very-
scenes most of the time. He doesn't get any credit, but
Yeah.
I did get to meet him one time.
yeah,
Yeah, boy,
Yeah.
I tell you, he is amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
he sure is.
10 restaurants, 33-year career.
Yeah, and everything is made from scratch. We have like 3 to 4 dishwashers at the Charlesworth during dinner service, and
Yeah.
people can't understand like why you need that. But every single pan is used for different things. It's
Yeah.
when you're doing that type of cooking, it's
true.
the amount of dishes alone is tripled or quadrupled.
We have
Yeah, there's that's delicious. The steak frites. Yeah.
Sherry McLeod. She
Hi, Sherry.
Hey,
she just
Sherry.
commented.
Yeah.
She said Syboll offered jewelry to me when we visited. I felt very honored, and Amy was so helpful Just love being there.
Very nice.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thanks, Sherry.
And Greg D. Paola, tremendous food and service, certainly is a gem. I agree with you, Greg. And Vincent Bruno, always delicious meals. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
just in this week. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, but last time I was there with my daughter and one of her friends, Gibson, who was a state assemblyman who lives in Sea Isle, was there, and it was so good to see him. He came over and said hello to me. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I remember.
I should remember his first
We
name.
have a lot of people
Jack
come
Gibson.
in. Yeah, a lot of recognizable people.
Yeah.
We just had the owners from the Franklinville Inn come in.
Wow, that's one of the
Mark
other
and Carrie, they were
restaurants.
very
Very
sweet.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very sweet.
Their
Their restaurant's fantastic also.
it is.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's something that folks, when you want to go to the Hotel Charlesworth, you got to make reservations. You really do.
Yeah, because I mean, we're almost already sold out for this Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, it's only Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yep.
And then on the 4th of November, we have George Perez coming.
He's great.
He's singing. It's George is. I think what 7 or 8 times now he's sang. It's been our best night there. It's just not because it's crowded, because we're always crowded,
Right,
especially
yeah.
during season. It's just the vibe is incredible. George and Don, his wife, is
Oh, she's a
really,
sweetheart.
really sweet.
Yeah.
They're both equally amazing. He's a great artist, but he's an
Yeah.
incredible singer. In my opinion, I'd say he's like Frank Sinatra, only better.
Yeah.
His voice is so smooth, and he's a really good, genuine guy.
And he
which I
painted the
like.
the portrait of the Pope, which is really interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a-
it was a shame because it happened actually during COVID, so he wasn't able to go to Rome to present it to him.
Oh, wow.
But there's an incredible picture of the Pope looking at his portrait, so I'll bring that
that's
the next
neat.
time we come
That
on
is
too.
great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
But he's the most humble
on-
person you could ever
On the
meet.
4th, with George coming, we have another celebration, which is Jim and Shirley will be coming
Oh,
for the
no
first
kidding.
time
Yeah.
since we bought the place.
Oh my God,
It's a
that's
very
wonderful.
exciting thing for us. And
Jeez, I would
as long as
love to
everything
come. I'll have to see if I can get
works
it.
Their
out,
health,
they're going to
yeah.
come. So I'm really
We're
excited
honored to
about
have
that. And
Oh, that's neat.
in their honor, we're bringing back the pumpkin bread.
Oh,
which
that's-
was
oh,
been
yeah,
a staple
yeah.
of the Charlesworth
Yes,
for all these years,
yeah.
and we're bringing it back.
We're gonna sell it by
in
the
honor,
loaf.
Yep, in
Oh,
honor
That's super.
for Jim and Shirley, because I know it was important for them to keep the tradition. It was important for me, and it's taken a little bit, but we've got it back.
Well, to your credit and Amy's credit, you guys have made that a full-time year-round restaurant. I mean, I love Jim and Shirley, but at a certain time by now they would probably have been closed
Yeah.
down.
Well, I'm
right?
going to, in defense of Jim and Shirley's expertise of 28 years of being in the business,
Right.
they were right. Because hopefully we're going to close January, February,
Are you
and
really?
March. I
We
absolutely
would love
hope
to.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
First of all,
Because,
I mean,
yeah, we were busy last year, but not busy enough to sustain a full staff. And then who do you
wow.
cut? You know, it's
Yeah.
like we're like
Yeah.
a family. In fact,
Yeah.
one of our people that have been with us, Jeff, we've been with us since we opened the original restaurant.
Okay.
His mother just passed away, and we all felt it. We're like,
Yeah, it's
you
like
know,
family, sure.
We're
Yeah.
absolutely like a
Yeah.
family, and we actually care. So
Yeah, we were
who
lucky
do we
enough to
pick
go to
and
her house,
choose
yeah.
who's going to stay and who's going to leave?
Yeah, well,
I don't want to do it. Jim and Shirley were absolutely
Yeah.
right. They
With-
closed for a reason. They tried it. It
Yeah.
didn't work, and for us, it barely worked. And just
Really?
not
I'm
worth it.
surprised.
Yeah.
and
great
it's
as your
nice
food
to
is.
have a break. You know,
That's
I mean,
true.
we're at this
yeah,
all year
you're right.
round,
It's a tough business. It
day
really
in
is.
day
Yeah.
out, and
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's nice to
Yeah.
have a few
Yeah.
few months off just to recharge and
Yeah,
get ready for
good
the
point.
season and everything. So
Are we ready for a commercial?
Yes, we are. Thank you. As Syboll said, it's time to take a commercial break. We'll be back with Amy and Syboll right after these messages.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
All right, do you want me to start by?
Yeah.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. And Amy, go ahead.
So the reason that we stay open for November and December is because we have Thanksgiving this year. We're actually having an art show in November 30th from 6 to 8. We have over 15 artists who are going to come in and who are going to display and sell their art. And we got that picture up there.
Yeah, so if you come out and support us, that's
so I mean, it's going to be, like I said, very casual, fun, nothing to be intimidated by. We have we're going to have food and drinks, and which are complimentary. And like I said, just come out and take a look at the art. And then, of course, we're having Thanksgiving. We're going to have a bunch of different seatings at this point.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving we're going to have like we did last year because it was incredibly successful last year. I mean, everyone was really happy with the food. Our turnout was, I think, the best we've ever had. So we're going to have seatings from 11:30, starting at 11:30, 2-hour seatings. So I would definitely suggest that you call like ASAP for that because we're already getting filled up for Thanksgiving, which is, still a month away.
How late will you go?
I think our last seating is at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
We don't even want to look at turkey by the time we're finished
No,
with that day.
sure
We call it hell day.
I do. I don't eat the whole time because I'm making sure everyone else is happy.
And then we have the Christmas parties, of course, in December.
So if somebody wanted to book a Christmas party,
they should contact us now because we already have
we have several.
Peter and Jane Galetto, and
they booked theirs, and Stoltz Sandy Taylor.
Yeah.
Always have theirs every year. I love Christmas.
Which also leads us into the Christmas Bazaar, which is my dad's birthday, December 2nd, and that's from 10 to 2.
That was very successful.
It was really successful. There was a lady who was selling hot chocolate bombs last year. I mean, $600. Yeah. So I mean, I thought that was incredible. She came up to me, she hugged me, and she gave me a hot chocolate bomb. She said it was the best, the best show she had ever did. So, so hopefully she comes back, and
I might have a gold
I actually said I think that George, when he came in, he told me that he has some footage of us from Christmas and. This was at Johnny Brenda's.
Johnny Brenda's in Philadelphia.
I don't know where he found this, but.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, hopefully the girls come out.
I hope so. I'd like to see some eye candy.
This is exciting.
Women are
this is the YouTube videos. I had done an anti-bullying movement that went worldwide, actually.
Oh, wow.
And it was a anti-bullying Syboll Nation. It was in Philadelphia, and we made these videos, and they kind of we were on Fox News and Good Day Philadelphia. Oh gosh, I guess they were my little. Jim, you're enjoying this.
I sure am. Yes, indeed. Some real good eye candy here. That's for sure.
Wow. Is this a kid's show?
No, this is rated R.
Okay, good, okay.
PG-13.
Whoa, there's some good moves. I learned that from Joanne Jacobs in Philadelphia, choreographed the shows. And my niece Lauren, she filmed it.
That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell.
How many years ago?
Wow, it was 2014.
Wow.
Not much has changed.
I thought there was some more.
He's got another one.
George, there was another one I liked. There was some girl in a gold dress.
I was wearing a gold. You won't recognize me because I was about
Wow.
Beautiful jumpsuit.
Wow. Boy, that really brings back memories.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know, it's amazing. Now, see, Amy, I've never had just one person with one name on. Syboll, I'm so honored to have you because I never got Elvis. I couldn't get Cher, but I got Syboll. Now I got Amy. Yeah. So we got two people with one name, right? So, I know she.
I have more than two, actually.
I call her
a lot of husbands in my week.
Yeah, I call her a few names. There's like a couple choice names I have written down here somewhere.
Oh my God, so wonderful.
So the next thing that I'd actually like to talk about is we had Marilyn Johnson come in, and she's the founder of the South Jersey Food Group and also Philly Hut Hub, which is about to hit, I think, 100,000 members. I think that's the goal by Thanksgiving. And she proclaimed our restaurant and hotel the #1 destination in South Jersey. I mean, like, when I read that, I literally, my heart skipped a beat. She hasn't wrote her review and piece on it yet. But when I saw that, like, I literally cried because it was such a big deal. He has so many places that she reviews.
Yeah, and honestly,
so many people.
If it wasn't for her a few months ago for that column that she does, that South Jersey Food Group, I don't know that we would have survived, honestly.
Wow.
So many people from North Jersey that came that read that. You know, Edison, all the places up north, Long Branch, all the you know,
people
that
from
would
hours
not
away.
know.
Oh yeah,
and they read that, and they really go by it. You know, and she doesn't allow any negativity in there,
which
either,
I think is beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, and I'm not just saying this, folks, because Amy and Syboll are here. Everywhere I go, people go, "Oh my God, I love the Hotel Charlesworth. I love the food. I love Amy. I love Syboll." You know, the atmosphere. It's not just, you know, the fabulous food. The food is the best you're going to find. I don't care where you go, folks. I was telling somebody recently about it. They're going to come down because they love the Chilean sea bass. I said, that's my favorite. And it's fabulous. It
Our pork chop, though.
Well, everybody, see, I don't eat red meat.
Honest to God, our pork chop.
Everybody
I say if it's not the best pork chop you ever had, I'll buy it. I've never had to buy one. It's covered with bacon apples.
People have met
out of
fantastic.
this world delicious. It's really that good. You never think of that when you're going to have dinner right on the water, a pork chop, you know. But that's some people's favorite.
That's the filet mignon and
with the
lobster.
Yes,
I mean, that's fantastic.
I always say that if I was going to die, I had 2 hours left with extra lobster.
Well, actually, that's what my friend Denise had for her birthday a couple years ago.
And I won't let anybody order more than.
And there's our tuna tartare. Really delicious.
Cucumber avocado based fresh tuna, local microgreens, homemade Parmesan crisp, and wontons with an ancho honey sauce around the rim. It's got a little bit of a kick to it.
So good.
But like I was saying, I won't let anyone order something more than 2 or 3 times because I don't want them getting tired of the meal, and I also want them to try because everything's equally as good.
And that's our cheese top.
Yeah.
No, we didn't bring anything for
That's
today.
okay. Well, you brought the jewelry.
I heard you're on a diet, so I want to respect
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And also because Jolene wasn't there.
That's okay.
So we didn't want to make any.
Actually,
that was the Syboll drink, by the way. What's in it?
It's fresh mango, pureed mango, all organic pureed, mixed with a tamarind hibiscus, which is a sweet and sour, a little sweet and sour.
It's really good.
Mix it together.
It's all fresh. So fresh.
Yeah.
And,
it's none of the mixes or anything.
So that's like rum,
whatever they bring in.
The BYOB, we do sell Cedar Rose wine from Cedar Rose. They've come out with our own wine from Cedar Rose, our own label, which is there it is.
There it is.
And that's the label.
Yeah.
Which is, not narcissistic at all, but it's just me.
You being you.
I'm in the background doing all the work. You can't see me. I'm out of focus.
If you really look at that label, you'll also, we've already sold 2 cases before we even put it out on the shelf.
Oh, wow.
And I bought the both.
Well, that's okay. Wow. I love white wine.
We have a red and a white wine.
I'll tell you what, this is a really, really nice white wine. It is.
What's the name? White what?
Yeah, it's Wait, I'm going to just tell you, like, it has a floral notes with a flavor of citrus and pear. It's a dry balance of pears, wells with pears.
Is it Cooksey or what's the name? Wait, something.
It looks like Curve. CUVEE. I don't know. guess we'll have to know what the name is if we want to sell it.
On that. Hold on. I don't know. I might have. That's my handwriting. The Catholic school. It's,
I
is
went
that
there
my
too.
signature? No, I can't see that far. I need my glasses. No, but I do like the portrait. It's nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Well, it's time to take a commercial break. We'll be back with Amy and Syboll from the fabulous Hotel Charlesworth. Best food you'll find in South Jersey. And Amy could talk a little bit, too, about the rooms. And I know Erica Milboard, who works for me and does a show, Girl, Let's Talk. In fact, she'll have to have you on sometime. She was telling me how her family went down there and spent a weekend. It was fabulous as well. So we'll be back to talk more about the Hotel Charlesworth right after these messages.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
New Jersey Motorsports Park. Experience the adrenaline rush of go-karting on our challenging tracks, with arrive and drive sessions, available for all skill levels. Looking for something even more daring? Try your hand at axe throwing, and see if you can hit the bullseye. After a day of excitement, relax at the Finish Line Pub Restaurant, and enjoy delicious food and drinks. Group experiences are also available, so bring your friends and family. For an unforgettable adventure, visit njmp.com to learn more and book your experience today.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Amy and Syboll from the Hotel Charlesworth are our guests this evening. And to your 2 of your credits, you have helped bring back Fortescue. I mean, and there's a lot of things going on, but it was started from what now by the 2 of you. And I know there's some other people you'd like to mention too.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bob Campbell has,
Bob.
He has put his heart and soul into Fortescue and to its development, and now Mike Rothman is taking over, taking the torch from him. I mean, there's still a lot of big plans for Fortescue. I mean, the whole the septic, that whole thing is still just waiting for one thing now. They went out for bid. They got 2 bids that went through. So they're just literally waiting on one thing from the the EPA, the DEP. It's like they have $100 million deal with the Army Corps of Engineers. And that's it's in Washington right now, and that's for a beach restoration plan, and that's still in the works. And what they're planning on doing, and I believe it's us and Cape May and Gandy's Beach, is they're going to extend our rock piling 200 feet out.
Oh wow, that's fantastic!
And then in dredge, and it's a Delaware Bay project, and there's still $8 million that they're using from Sandy and that ISIS storm that they're doing. So I mean, there's a lot of money coming into Fortescue. I mean, the values of houses have gone up dramatically, quadrupled, and they haven't broken ground yet on that project. And honestly, if it wasn't for Bob having me sign a paper originally, a $2 million deal, me saying that I was going to invest $2 million of my money into Fortescue 5 years ago, which they used that to be able to leverage the gas company, and then the restaurant being a recharge and re-energy of the restaurant, and people believing in Fortescue again, seeing it. It takes a whole village to raise somebody. It takes a whole village and a whole entire community to revive a neighborhood like this.
Well, I had a minor procedure done at the hospital Friday, and my nurse, we got talking, and her husband's from Newport, and we're talking about your place at Fortescue. Her last name was Blizzard. And when I actually started your cable system back in 1980, when you guys were little kids, I started that cable system. Mr. Tab Blizzard was the mayor at that time, and just great. The three people that were on the township committee were so cooperative, because we had to get regulations and certification from them and all that to put the system in. And I tell people, believe it or not, if it wasn't for Fortescue, Gandy's Beach, and Laurel Lake, people in Marsh River, Commercial Down, Lawrence, Fairfield, Deerfield Township would not have had cable because you had enough density, because it was $5,000 a mile to run the cable those days, So, I mean, that's what's helped. So, and I love Fortescue. I mean, my God, can you not love Fortescue? It's
a magical place.
It is. It's the end of the world, people say, and it is. I've been all over the world, and there is really nothing like it.
No, there isn't.
Not in America, anyway. No. There's just nothing like it.
It's fabulous.
You have a different sunset every single night.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part about it. When you go to these China, wherever I've been, Colombia, these sunsets are beautiful. It's the same sunset every night. Our sunset is different every single night.
It is.
It is
gorgeous.
Really amazing.
I plan to write a book. It's been on my list of things to do once I'm available to do it. But it's going to be a love affair to Fortescue, and I'm just going to write the story of my life and intertwined with Fortescue. There's so many beautiful things there. There's so many beautiful plants and people.
Yeah.
And I've been literally writing notes on it for years. So
you've been going to Fortescue since
I was 7. And like I
said,
I visited Chincoteague this week, and that's kind of why we're in Fortescue, because it reminded my dad of Chincoteague.
I see.
And Chincoteague was beautiful, but it was no Fortescue. Yeah. There's just something very magical and just beautiful.
And the fact that it's like a private island with public roads,
Yeah.
You kind of have to live there.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Unless you're staying at
the traffic's still there's still no traffic.
No,
all the neighbors know your name. It's just
the lights are out. I mean, even during holidays, the lights are out at 9 o'clock at night. It's pretty a unique place.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who the woman was. I just talked to a woman who bought a place in Fortescue. In fact, I think she bought George Moore's place there. But like you said, I mean, it is the place to be. I mean, folks, it's just go to the Hotel Charlesworth and have dinner and look at the view.
It's very unassuming when you walk up to. That's something I really love. Is that people they hear about it and then they come and they get in the driveway and they're like, we didn't know what we were walking into. And, oh my God, we got up the ramp and we're like, oh my God, this is magnificent. Because then you open the door and it's all beautiful and clean and fresh. And it's really.
Well, we have the 2 double decks outside that a lot of people take advantage of. We don't usually serve out there, but you can go and have a drink and watch the sunset, or we have a nice little swing out there also. We have an upper deck and a lower deck that you can't really see from the pictures, but it's pretty amazing.
Well, and I had mentioned Erica Milborn, who works for me and has.
Love Erica. Everything's classy.
Super, everything's classy. Sweet, soulful cafe. It's a mouthful, but that's what it is. And her food is phenomenal. Her baked goods are great.
Sure is.
And everything she does.
Yeah.
But she had told me how much she loved coming down, Amy, and spending a weekend with her family in the hotel part.
The hotel's amazing. I mean, we have 3 rooms that face the water, and there was one day I remember when my house was being renovated. I stayed in room 1, and I was sitting. It was, I guess, about 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was one of the eclipses.
Oh, wow.
And I was sitting there, and I'm watching, and I can see the sun rising on one side. I can see the moon and an eclipse right in the middle. That is super. You were able to see everything from the view, and it was just amazing. We have a lot of people come to watch the stars because there's no lights where we are. It's so clear you can kind of see forever.
Yeah.
And
great. And people really love Charlesworth. I mean, it's.
Well, how could you not love it?
But people, the people in the area, the locals.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of local business, but people still believe in it and love it. Like I say, if it wasn't for Rob Lohr, helping us all the time, coming out septic.
Okay.
I mean, if it wasn't for him, his brother Harry, when he's down, and I mean, CNH came out and helped us, these people actually care. They really care. They don't care about the money like you think that they would in a major city. They know that the importance of keeping it running is more important than anything.
Yeah.
And it's really beautiful to see them come out and come together and help. And because, like I say, it's a rough business. The restaurant business is a hard business. Unless you have a liquor license, there's no money in it.
Yeah.
So we do this out of love, really. I mean, we work for tips.
Yeah.
We don't take pay. We don't take a salary. We haven't. You can look at our books. We haven't taken a salary in a year. We took.
We're doing this because we love Fortescue and we love the Charlesworth.
We believe in Fortescue. Love the fact that the Charlesworth, we couldn't afford to eat there when we were kids, and now we own it.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful thing. And I said to Amy and Julian, maybe we're not going to get rich from this. Well, where else could we be invited into people's lives? Their 100-year anniversary birthdays, their engagement parties, where could we be invited into that? And if that isn't payment enough, then we should just close up now.
Yeah, but I mean, you and Amy, and I'm sure Julian too, you love to be with people, help people, and this is what a great way when they sit there and go, oh my God, the food is fabulous. The view is phenomenal. I mean, all the
and
great
everyone that
things
works
you bring
there says it's the best place they've ever worked. Honestly,
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it is a family, and we fight. We bicker back, and we hate each other.
Does he hug you as much as he hugs everybody else?
No, definitely not.
I'll hug her when we sell the place.
No, and they're a part of the show. It's a show every night too. Just the sunset's the backdrop. But we have a really good
show there because it is a little crazy.
We call it season 3 of the Charlesworth. Between the drama in the front, and the drama in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Syboll's the star of the show, I guess, right?
No, it's
Syboll's world.
Hard.
We all live in it.
The crown,
that's
the crown
true.
is heavy. The crown is very heavy.
Hey, I did tell you, your hair really looks nice. Who does your hair?
That's great.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, he really did a nice
His
job.
name is Syboll.
Well, I'll tell you, this
blow dryer
Syboll, I know
and some Aquanet, and here I am.
My gosh. Jeez.
He's not going anywhere.
You're so talented, man.
Oh, I'm a hairdresser now, too.
Well,
I'll leave that to Ray. He's the hairdresser.
Oh, well, he does my hair, but you don't have to look at it right now.
It's still nice.
It's not a good advertisement.
And I still go to the Queen Diner every weekend.
Yeah, well,
I
thank
love the
God for the
Diner.
Queen.
I'd like to give them a shout out because I go to the Queen Diner. They're like family too.
Aren't they wonderful? Kankel family is. I go mostly now. I do go to the Queen Diner and get takeout. Maybe twice a month. But I go to the Queen Restaurant in Vineland. And
oh, do you? The Queen too?
Yeah, we do a live show. The mayor of Vineland and I do a live show once a month for the Queen Restaurant. And I mean, talk about folks. They have this special. It's 2 for $30, and I get turkey, stuffing, a vegetable, salad, and salad and dessert, or I could have soup and dessert instead of salad. But I always get that, and it's basically $15 because my buddy goes with me. He gets his thing, that type of stuff. But it's
they must grow their stuff in their yard. I don't know how they can afford to do that.
Yeah, I mean that is a phenomenal. But
maybe they're buying it at the flea market. That flea market they used to sell flea market.
Well, the part they got to buy a bottle of Cedar Rose wine to go along.
Oh,
with it,
yeah, that helps. Of course, every time.
I buy my vegetables from Vineland Flea Market that you sell. They're awesome. I just got really good purple purple sweet potatoes.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I just watched a show on Netflix about people who live to over 100. And they're all in these particular little zones and stuff, and that's one of the things they eat. So,
oh God,
yeah. So I plan to outlive Syboll.
I guess I'm not going to get that life insurance policy. I guess I should cancel that right now.
I got to tell you, you don't have any children, right?
No, I'm his child.
I do take care.
I know
of
you.
That's why I stick around.
You're wonderful. Now I got to tell you, this is a true story, folks. When I was the mayor of Millville, I gave out 15 proclamations to people who turned 100 during the 12 years I was mayor.
Beautiful.
And of the 15, 10 had never been married or were married but never had children. And I had,
only the good die young.
This Mrs. Morey, Mariella Morey, she lives in Morristown. She was married to Jesse Morey. She was on by way of Zoom a couple of years ago. She turned 101. I said, Mariella, what do you attribute your lifespan to? She said, not having children.
Oh.
And honest, and I'm not making that up.
I couldn't agree more with
10
that.
of the 15, didn't
you
have it.
both
They all
have
lived
kids,
to be
so when
100.
I'm 101, you won't hear me say this, but I'll contribute not having kids.
But you know what? I think another part of what makes life so great, and I mean, I look forward to seeing you two today, is interacting with people. You love people, both of you. You get to help people.
Yeah, and that's what's lost in just about everything now.
Yeah,
is that interaction.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what people really love about the Charlesworth.
Yes.
Our food is fantastic.
And
our view is fantastic.
And
but
another thing too is there's no filter. There's
No.
very
that's
little
true.
filter.
That's what I like.
That's part of the. That's part of it. Is
no, but we're also genuine. We really, when we hug people, we really hug them.
You
We
can
really
tell
love
the
them.
difference. They can tell the difference.
We'll start telling a story. We sit down at the table, and I've never been to a restaurant like ours.
No, I
You know,
haven't
I've never
either.
been to a place where I actually felt that comfortable.
But that's the thing too. Is people
people
always
just
say
come in
that
and
they
they
feel like they're at home. They want to come back because they haven't felt at home in a long time.
But that's a tribute to the two of you to make them feel at home. It's just, your personalities are so unbelievably wonderful, and, you care. And that's what's nice. You're genuine. It's just having fun.
People can see through that.
Yeah.
They can,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
People
Exactly.
know the difference.
Yeah.
No, and they
like you
also
say,
see when
if
we're
you're
having a
not-
bad day,
if
too.
you're not making money and you're there, it's just because you care.
Yeah. No,
It's very simple.
Well,
Everyone says, you're so, you're doing so well, you're so good. Everyone sees the parking lots. They don't realize all the cost involved. No, they don't understand that. And I don't expect them to. Before I entered the restaurant, I didn't understand it either.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing it because you love making people happy, then you wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
That's just that simple.
And that's what's so important about it. You really have a wonderful way about you, both of you. And it's like family. It really is. As you come in and people enjoy this being there. Of course, my God, the food, folks, is phenomenal. It really is. And,
It really is.
Yeah, we have some new things on the menu too. We have a scallops over linguine with a blanc sauce. It's magnificent. It's our best seller right now.
Wow.
We have a chopped steak with a Gruyere cheese,
Which is awesome.
It's really delicious. There's a few new things on the menu as well. Some lower price things too, and our prices have come down 20% across the board because our food costs have come down.
Yeah.
That's good.
So we passed those
very
savings
glad,
on.
which I haven't seen in other restaurants. Honestly, I haven't seen the prices come down. They've stayed the same.
No, I
and
know what you mean.
we had them come down because we probably shouldn't have, because then we maybe would be making something. But the reality is we're paying less, so we want to pass it on to the customers.
Yeah, but you know what though? I don't care, and I tell a lot of people. I say, look, if the money's an issue, go for your anniversary, go for your birthday, go for special occasions. Something like that. It's maybe not something you'd go every week, but it's valuable. It's fabulous to be there. And
you don't
all the
forget
things.
it.
Well, I
No,
always
you don't.
say
You
you
don't
get what
forget
you
it.
pay for too.
That's
You
true.
go to some
Oh my God,
restaurants,
your food
honestly,
is
and
phenomenal.
Right,
the
in
food
all-
tastes good, but
we
I
have to go
get
to a
sick
commercial.
afterwards.
We have to go to commercial.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
This guy, I'm telling you, next time it's going to be Amy, Julia, and
No.
Syboll. They don't need me. We'll be back with
always
Amy and Syboll right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Louisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Louisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Syboll and Amy from the Hotel Charlesworth, our guest. And besides having the restaurant, they're very much involved in the community. And Syboll, I know you have something.
Yeah, well, the green team is there in Fortescue. Liz is heading that, and they do so much for the community. They just had like a cleanup of the waterway cleanup, international cleanup. They had a down home day for down township where they raise money for 8th grade.
Nice. Right.
You know, like
That's great.
they care about the community. I wanted to just mention, I just ran into Liz today at this ShopRite, and they're having a toy drive for they're lightly, gently used plastic toys. So used toys that are gently used, they're going to clean them up and give them out to people.
Oh, that's nice.
So it saves them
really
from the
sweet.
environment,
Yeah.
from going to landfills, and it also makes people happy. So I don't have a flyer for that. It was sent to my phone, but we didn't have it in time. So it's Wednesday, November 15th, and Saturday, November 18th, from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the OEM building at the corner of Main and Sharp. You know where that's at?
Okay, say it one more time.
Wednesday, November 15th, Saturday, November 18th, from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the corner of Main and Sharp.
In Millville?
No, that would
Okay.
be probably Main and Sharp. It'd be in Port Arthur, I believe. I don't
Maybe.
know.
I'm
It didn't
not
say
sure.
that on there. But if you want more
Oh, it's
information.
the Office of Emergency Management?
Yeah.
OEM? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
So if you want more information, you can go to thegreenteam.com. You can probably Google it or look at it, or you can just call the Charlesworth, Hotel Charlesworth, and I'll get the phone call and I'll tell you where it's at. That's pretty simple. But it's people like that are out there picking up the trash, you know, taking
it's
care of the
super,
community, and they need to be thanked for that. You know,
Yes.
it's like, you know, like I said, the Higbees are a big part of Fortescue,
Yes.
and I always like to say Cliff and Betty and they and Charlie. It's the people like that that have cared about the community, not just for a day or a month or a year or 5 years, but for
They've been
the
doing
past
that for
for
over
the past
50
several
years.
centuries.
Yeah.
You know, so they
decades,
always
decades, I should have said.
always have to say thank you for keeping the place going and constantly helping the place. And the green team is part of that.
Speaking of the green team, Megan
Wren.
Megan
she's
Wren.
amazing.
She is amazing.
I always say
she's a
swam
force in
across
nature.
the ocean
Yeah,
to
that's
save
true.
a turtle.
Yeah,
Well, no,
she would.
she holds the record for swimming straight across the Delaware Bay to raise awareness. Her
And
child's name is Del Bay.
Del
Yes,
Bay.
Yeah,
I
which is
remember.
pretty amazing.
I remember
And
when I
Sue and
did
Bill
speeches.
Conway and Megan and Jesse Wren are our longest, most faithful customers.
Yes.
They've
Wow.
been in every single weekend that they've been in town.
Well,
Never missed a weekend. so I thank them for that.
Megan has the Fortescue Sea Chest, which is actually right in
that's-
front
yeah.
of the
Adorable. Yeah, it really is.
Charlesworth.
There's the flyer.
I love what I love about her shop is
Everything.
it's everything, but especially that there are things there that you can't find anywhere else. I go to little shops all over the place, Cape May, anywhere I go. It's all local artists, mostly local artist stuff. So it's all one-of-a-kind items.
Yeah,
so when you go there, you just see stuff that you've never seen before, which is really cool.
Fairy hair she's having?
Well, so this weekend is Fortescue Hollow Weekend, which is October 28th and 29th. So Saturday and Sunday, obviously you can see the times 11 to 5 for Saturday, Sunday 12 to 4. And she has a tarot card reader that I actually recommended from, I went to a Blue Moon festival and met this girl.
I just noticed something about this flyer there. Look how big Higbee's luncheonette is, and look how small the Charlesworth is
you got
at the
the
bottom.
yeah.
Well, it is the last thing you see, so that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind.
But yeah, there's a place called Unexpected Farms. That's really cool. It's an alpaca farm that I went to, and this girl did the cards there. She was fantastic. So she'll be there on Sunday only. But it should be a good time. Megan usually makes really good
artists. Wow.
Yeah, Megan makes some really good treats. So there'll be
all
kinds
yeah,
of
she makes a
cool
lemon
stuff.
something.
She makes all kinds of stuff.
That lemon thing she made is really good. Yeah.
She makes treats for us at Christmas and the holidays and stuff.
Was she one of the people you had mentioned that helped get?
If it wasn't for Megan, we wouldn't be here.
Oh yeah, Megan.
She filled out all the paperwork that
I used to love her. Now I hate her.
Because she got you.
Yeah, a lot of gray hair. There's stress lines. And
well, I'll tell you what. If you ever want to get out of the restaurant business, you certainly could do my hair.
Oh, there you go.
Back, it's funny. This is funny.
Put my gay twist on it.
Probably. I need a haircut.
How do you move on? I'll put a wig on you. I'll send you down the
my
Second
hairstylist
Street.
is on a cruise. Yeah, thanks.
I'll get some real money out of you. There's the filter.
How do you follow that?
There's the filter gone. Sorry.
Okay. So we have rooms at the Charlesworth also.
They're not rented by the hour.
Well, unless the fee's high enough, then do what you got to do.
Times are tough, kid.
So, when do you plan on taking your break?
January, February, and March.
January 1st.
Yeah.
And open them in April, just like they did. They like I say, Jim and Shirley, they tried it. Yeah. They said it never really worked, and this year's supposed to be a cold year. We were blessed the past couple of years to have half
really
decent weather.
Right.
So if there was bad weather, we would have been really in a lot of trouble. So this year I think it's just best that we take a break and fine tune some other recipes for Julian, we'll do probably, and come back and look forward to seeing everybody. But in the meantime, we have to survive the next couple months.
Sure.
So we need as many people to come out and support us as possible. And if you have your Christmas parties, that's really helpful to us. Anything, even if it's 10, 15 people, totally perfect. In fact, we'd like those parties because you can still have the restaurant open
for others to be able to come in.
And we also do weddings. I'm a wedding officiant, so we're having a wedding.
Fantastic.
We have
we've
wedding
done
next.
about 5 weddings now, all 100%
what a great
successful.
place to
We have a wedding next month with one of our people.
Yeah,
So
because the average wedding in New Jersey is, I think, $135 is what it is a person.
Yeah.
I mean, for half that, you get at the
we
Charlesworth,
come in
you're
way
right
under
on
that.
the water.
Like I said, I could literally marry you right at the Charlesworth. So
And that's what's neat. I mean, I've done weddings. I've done over 300 weddings when I was the mayor, and I still can do them as the mayor emeritus. But I did a lot at the sailing club. But there's no food, and the sailing club has a nice view, not quite as nice as yours, but it's nice.
Yeah.
And so people would come, and I'd do the wedding and have the water behind us. But then they'd have to go somewhere with you guys.
Everything's right there.
It's really nice because, like I say, if you have a small wedding with 20, 25 people,
yeah,
totally perfect. You got the whole side room.
Yeah.
But if you have a bigger wedding with 50 people, you have the whole restaurant for 3-4 hours, which is pretty much what you need.
Yeah.
And it's it's anywhere from $50 to $100 a person.
Yeah, we have a great DJ.
Yeah, that's
her name's Jody. She comes and does all of our
that's
parties
nice.
and everything. So I mean, we have everything that you need right there.
Yeah, that's another thing
like a
about it.
one-stop.
Is that everybody that's had their weddings there has said it's been completely flawless.
Oh,
It's
sure.
fine. They just walk in,
Yeah.
they get married, they eat, and they leave.
We
Everybody's
actually
really happy.
this past Sunday we had somebody who came in and they requested to sit with me and stuff, and we were talking and stuff. I didn't realize last year they had their wedding there, so it was their year anniversary. So we were able to celebrate.
Yeah,
with them.
we had somebody who had a 61-year anniversary.
We have some great things. We have a lot of engagements.
Years.
My God.
We have a lot of
my
people.
weddings together.
They
I'd
got
come
engaged at
close
the
in.
Charlesworth. and they came.
No kidding.
Yeah,
so the
61
Charlesworth
years.
has been there 99 years.
Wow.
And next year will be the 100th year
super.
anniversary.
That's
so we're really,
fantastic.
really
I
honored to
wanna
be able to.
Yeah, we're
going
going
to
to do some big thing. We got a lot of the names of the old people that worked there over the years, and in fact, somebody just came in. She said,
"This was amazing."
Yeah,
so you remember the ghost picture from last year?
Yeah.
Okay, so the ghost picture, I have to tell the story. So the ghost picture was in front of the fireplace. I'm sorry that we're probably not going to have this up. But anybody can come in, and I'm more than happy to show them. One night, me and my brother, we were fighting, and he doesn't like when I drink at the restaurant.
No.
So of course I opened a bottle of wine and had the wine glass there, and I took a picture in the wine glass. Into the dining room, and so I snapped the picture, and then I wanted to make sure that my face wasn't in there all crazy and stuff. So I blew it up, and there was an image of a woman in there, which was the most amazing thing. I mean, it's incredible. So I jumped up, I told him and everything, but I got a really good validation this past week because there was a lady who came in there who
worked there for 12 years.
Worked there for 12 years, and she said
that she was friends with somebody that
she never saw my picture or anything.
She was friends with somebody who worked who knew Mrs. Charlesworth,
the
original Charlesworth.
So she said
that she passed away right where that picture was
taken. She had a heart attack right where the picture was taken.
Oh my God!
So I was like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" And so I called him over. I said, "Tell him what you just told me." And she said, "Right there." That's where she passed. And I said, hold on, let me show you something. And I showed her the picture, and she went, "Oh my God!" She said, "That's her."
Oh my God!
So she was lucky enough to see pictures of Ruella Charlesworth when she was younger.
Right. And
so she was able to verify that was her when she was younger. So I mean, like, it all just came together for me this week. I was super excited because I do a lot to honor Ruella. I mean, she was a single business. Female business owner in 1924. They say she was a very tough cookie.
Fingers like sausages.
Well, nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said anything about her
I'm writing
fingers.
that in my book on
one of my very favorite people in the world, Paul Ritter. Do you know Paul Ritter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a great host and the best food, our favorite restaurant.
Thank you,
He's
Paul.
a wonderful man. And then it's Melanie O'Neill, something like that. She said she had her wedding there.
Yeah, that's
Melanie.
I think.
Yep, Melanie.
Yeah.
She's amazing, beautiful.
And Melanie also
absolutely
said
beautiful,
loved hearing about your favorite little town, Fortescue, which is. Of course,
there's the ghost picture.
Oh my goodness!
There it is.
Wow.
So I was literally sitting with my back to that. That's awesome. Thanks, George.
Thank you.
So I was sitting with my back to that, and I took a picture of the wine glass, and when I blew it up, that was the reflection in the wine glass of what was behind me. Now, as you can see, there's the
fireplace.
The fireplace.
Oh, yeah.
That light fixture above her is actually not there.
It's not even there.
Okay.
So
in real life, that
we have something very similar in the bathroom. I don't know if they switched it out, which is incredible. What you can't see in this picture, like I said, she's wearing obviously like a pink or a white gown, and she's got like a black fur.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can make out her facial features, and her
hair
hair's all up and
yeah.
everything. But what's interesting is somebody had this on a bigger screen. I've only seen it on my phone because I don't have a regular sized computer. But somebody on the right side of this picture, you can see
like
a gentleman in a top hat.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot going on in this picture, but apparently this is right where Ruella passed away from a heart attack. So I like to think it was Ruella watching over me as my brother was being mean to me. I really like to think that she was like,
or she was trying to strangle you to death where she died.
I wish she had him.
That's also an option.
I wish she had him.
A couple of my friends, Lindsay Werfel. Lindsay Thompson Werfel was talking about.
She's coming in with her family. We love her.
And
she's awesome.
Yeah. Her dad was my administrator when I was mayor of Millville, Lou Thompson,
so nice.
for many years.
She's a real sweetheart. Her husband's really nice. They're great people. I'm friends with her on Facebook now, actually. I've become friends with a lot of the people that come in. They're not only
like
customers.
Donna Matalucci.
Donna Matalucci.
Yeah. You know,
we go to visit them. I go through store.
Lisa Jester, who's another phenomenal person.
She's going to be in this.
She's coming in Sunday. She said
she's
coming.
Yeah,
Lisa runs the museum.
Yes, she does.
And Millville.
She's really nice.
Which is great. Have you ever been to that museum? Have you been?
Absolutely. In fact,
wonderful.
It's wonderful. I had a friend from North Jersey, and she wanted me to give her the tour of Millville. We went down the Marsh River.
Oh, you got it. If you come here, you have to
we ended
go
up
there
at your
because
restaurant.
It's amazing.
And she went to the museum.
It's unbelievable.
She goes, Jim, this is like going to Smithsonian.
Yeah,
this is
it's
phenomenal.
I still haven't been there. You were supposed to wait for me, but
unbelievable. They've got a tank there.
Yeah.
They really do.
So that's
And
on
a
my
lot
list
of
of
wonderful
places to
people
go.
who volunteer their time there. And of course, Lisa's amazing. She really is. And Kim Ayers, who was one of my very favorite people. This woman is what helped, along with her brother-in-law, Don Ayers, develop Millville. When I got elected, they were, let's go, Jim. We're
Miss
gonna do
Helen
Lawrence
comes
District.
in. You know Miss Helen. And they have the country club.
Tasman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Helen and her daughters.
Yeah.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
Casement. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, they're regulars in there.
Yeah, I used to see them at the Ramada and stuff.
Really,
yeah.
really nice.
And Kim was saying that it's a great asset for Cumberland County and wonderful people. And it is. I mean, like, I've been in there, people from Philadelphia sitting near me, people from Cherry Hill. I see Dr. Williams come in. I know he's up in Camden County now. He and his wife come down. I mean, you really, I don't know of anywhere in South Jersey you can go and find a better meal. And that's why the people are coming from all over. And to your credit to, Amy and you and Julian, I mean, you guys just you hit whatever it took. It's a fabulous situation, and that's what's wonderful. It really is.
And we're happy to keep it going, but we can't keep it going if we don't have help.
Yeah,
and we need,
right.
we
I got a
definitely
guy.
need
If you
people
need a chef, oh my God, anybody you need done, this guy's phenomenal. This is funny. I have the sleeve surgery, so I can't eat macaroni. I can't eat pasta and stuff like that. So what he does, his name's Jason. He said, Jim, I'm going to take care of you. Pardon?
But you can't eat it for no reason.
Well, once that hits the stomach, my stomach's half the size. It expands, and then it's like, you don't want to go there. So it's like, anyway, I ended up at the restaurant in Vineland. Erica's cousin, he had a restaurant in Vineland. And I ordered asparagus. I try to get greens, And he said, Jim, I'm out of asparagus. But he said, I make the best mac and cheese. I said, okay. Well, guess what? Had the mac and cheese. I passed out. Ended up in the hospital.
Oh, my God.
All because I can't eat. I can't do that. But what's interesting, this fella, I'll have to introduce him. What a great chef. He makes me mac and cheese out of garbanzo noodles. So I can eat that. That's protein.
Yes.
Protein I can have, but the carb I can't.
Very nice.
And of course, even trying to keep an eye on the sugar in case anything with that. That's another good thing, not to have the carb. But that's like, I can eat mac and cheese. The other thing I used to love, I don't know if you guys have ever had the old-fashioned chicken pot pie, that square stuff that they make.
Chicken pot pies. That's my nanny used to make those. I mean, they were fantastic.
I love that. Charlie Flickinger was a friend of mine. He had a restaurant, and I used to go to Peter Pan Diner. I can't eat them at all. I tried over at the place in Birch Town Tavern. They make it, and I took 2 spoonfuls and had to go. I could not eat it.
Yeah.
That I miss a lot. But you know what? The good thing,
man.
see, you're my idol, man. I want to look as good as you. So that's my idol. In fact, it was funny. I just had my class reunion, and I was 300 pounds about 8 years ago before I had to
You
sleep.
look fantastic.
And now I'm down to what I was when I was in high school, which is still a little too heavy, but still it's not 300 pounds. And I'll tell you, folks, honest to God, I got to put a commercial in for my best friend, Dr. Ahmad Atiyah, is who made me what I am today. I don't know if I'd be alive at my age at 300 pounds. And when I went to the meeting, you have to go through different classes and stuff. At 300, I was probably one of the lighter people there. But he has the magic touch. I had the band. The band didn't work. Look at Chris Christie. He had the band, and he's still really heavy.
Yeah.
But the band did not work. He took the band out.
He's still
and he
Chris
did the
Christie,
sleeve.
too.
Yes, he is. That's right.
Change that.
Well,
Jesus.
that's
all right. Let's not go there.
Actually, I never liked him, but I sort of like him now because he's ripping the guy that I don't like. A lot of people,
No politics.
Yeah, no
politics, no religion.
But we're talking about that though. Jeff Andrew and Mike Tester were both down there. They're
really,
great
really
people.
nice.
They really and
they had a
was
wonderful
Antoine
time,
there? McClellan?
Antoine wasn't there.
Okay,
No.
and Eric
He's
wasn't there
He's
either.
been there the last few times.
Okay,
I think they had previous.
Yeah, I really like Antoine.
Yeah,
we had I guess the lawyer for Down Township was in the next later that day too for dinner with their family.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of people come and you don't even they're unassuming.
Are you talking about
you have no
Nicole?
idea who they are.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I
amazing.
mean, until sometimes several times they come in and then you find out who they are. I don't know if you know this, but we had. Can I tell the story about Christmas? So we had a guy come in with a dog and a little
Chris
girl,
Flowers, yeah.
and he came up to the door and Syboll was like, "You can't have dogs in here."
Yeah, he
and
had a
I was
dog
like,
with them. I'm like,
I
no dogs
so I
allowed.
saw him and I came across and I said, "Syb," I said, like, he's got a kid.
No,
I said,
that's not what happened. Your
this is
stories
what
are
happens.
so different.
This
than
is exactly
mine.
what happened. So
He
we
came
sat
in
him
and said,
outside.
He came in. He said, "Can we bring a dog?" I said, "No."
Mm-hmm.
So he came in. Him and his daughter or his niece or somebody were looking at the menu, whatever, and they were leaving and they left and they were walking down the. They were walking down the ramp, and I said, "Excuse me." I didn't know who he was. I said, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Listen, I'm going to set up a spot outside for you with the dog, but you got to tell your daughter not to steal my menu." She had the menu while she was walking down the inside menu, and then they sat and ate. I had no idea who he was. He was really very
I
kind.
served him, and his dog was doing all these amazing tricks. So there was a bunch of people around him. So I just assumed that it was for the dog. But it actually wasn't. So when he left, my phone started buzzing in my pocket, and they were like, "Do you know who was just there?" I said, "Nobody was here." I said, "I've been here," and here it was Chris Sowers. I don't watch the news, so I didn't know Chris Sowers is the weather guy.
Oh,
yeah. So I mean, he came in and he put us on his Instagram. I think he had like, I don't know, 26,000 comments on that one thing. So it turned out that, thank God I stopped Syboll and
you don't know. Like the people that from Utah that bought the old lighthouse. You know, they were renovating that lighthouse. You know, the lighthouse was for sale.
No, I didn't know.
One of the lighthouses on the Delaware Bay went
okay.
for sale, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and they bought it to renovate it and turn it into maybe a bed and breakfast out there in the water or whatever. They've been coming in now for the past 2 years. We had no idea who they were.
I still don't. Who is it?
Don't worry about it. Yeah. So.
No, it is neat to have all the people, and you know.
Well, we appreciate you, and we appreciate giving us a platform.
Yeah, thank you.
To come out and talk, and
my pleasure.
So thank you to you.
Always seeing you guys and having you on.
Oh, I know, it's
coming
nice
down.
to see you.
It really is. I mean, it is nice to see. You're right.
Nice
There's
to
no
see
conceit in your family.
No,
He's got
not
it
at all.
I see that.
I got it all.
That's what I said. Amy has to play number 2.
Hopefully we'll come. Hopefully you'll come down and meet us, and if you're a regular or you've been there before, come and visit us because we'd like to see you.
You know, that's what the whole thing's about. I mean, honestly, not because Syboll and Amy are sitting here, but they bring so much to the table. I mean, this guy is amazing. He really is. He's charismatic.
It really is.
He's like, and she's a sweetheart to put up with him. So, you know, what the heck, brother, sister?
Her in small dosages is nice. Very small dosages.
And
we'll leave on that.
Let's
leave on that.
No, that's my line, actually. People will be like, "Oh my God, your brother's awesome." I'm like, in very small doses. Very small doses. He's great.
This is where I pack it in. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, we've got 3 more minutes.
Oh, okay.
7:15 at least, so we can
talk about my hair again.
Yeah, well, you're amazing. Oh my God, it's so neat.
So they do have Mike from the Bonanza. They do have like the lighthouse tours still.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if you want to do something different, that tour is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never been on that. Have you?
You should probably do that.
It's amazing. Yeah. They just, I mean, they go out. I think they had a booze cruise or something this year.
Are they during the weekends? That's probably why we can't do it.
Yeah, I think I did it way back when.
So you're going to close after the first of the year, and then you're going to open April 1st?
Like probably April 1st, but in time for Valentine's Day.
Wait.
I mean, no,
Easter.
We probably will be open for Valentine's Day.
I hope so.
Yeah, we might open a Valentine's Day
weekend or something.
I think that Jim and Shirley did that.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just open for that one day and have specials. You know, a set menu for that day.
That would be.
Or that weekend.
And that'll kind of like start the ball rolling for the upcoming.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because we have a big Easter dinner too.
Yeah,
we usually do the Easter.
Yeah, we have a nice Easter dinner. But for our Thanksgiving, I would definitely please, if you're interested in coming, start booking that now because we already are getting filled up.
Well, as we're heading into this weekend, I'll bet you're probably 70% booked already.
Right now for Saturday, we are.
See, and that's George.
No, that's next Saturday.
That's next Saturday.
I think we already
George
have.
Perez will be here.
Yeah.
Sundays we have a lot of walk-ins. We do ask for reservations only, but we take, of course, people who walk in as long as we have the room.
Right.
And
Off
stuff.
season, we'll definitely take walk-ins.
Right.
But on season, it's reservation only.
How about your hours?
Right. Friday from 5 to 8, Saturday 3 to 8, and Sunday 2 to 7.
Okay.
And I mean we understand too that it gets dark early now, people are older that come. A lot of them are driving an hour away, so it's not as easy. But they come early.
Tell you an interesting story. Speaking of Sundays, I had a date, and she and I are going down to Hotel Charlesworth, and it's Sunday. So we get there a little after 7, and Shirley said, "Jim, I'm sorry, we're closed." So then I went over to the Newport House. They were closed. Then I ended up at the Bull in the Barn because that was the only place open. It was nice, too. But, it's like it was funny. On a Sunday at 7:10, 7:15, people were out of there, So
I remember the Newport House. That was great.
That was
really a wonderful place.
So don't you have a story about, is it the Newport?
I have an absolute great story about it, but we're pressed for time.
No, go ahead. We'll go.
Tell the story.
Tell the story, because I got a story to tell, so we'll go till 7:30, which makes it better.
Well, we won't go to 7:30. I've got to eat. I'm
starving too. I'm really hungry.
All right.
So when I was I think I was around 16 years old, I went to the Newport House as a dinner date for someone who was turning 29. She was a neighbor across the street, and we were just close or whatever. So I went as her date there, and I hadn't been to many fancy restaurants, and that was fancy to me at the time. So the owners there, I briefly met them when we walked in the door, but there was a screen that divided the kitchen.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember the screen? A very old hand-painted screen. So I called them after we left, and I called the owners, and I said, "Would you be interested in selling that screen?" And they said, "No, not really." And I said, "Well," I'm really interested in buying it." They said, "Well, come by and take a look at it." So I came by and I took a look at it, and I said, it was beautiful. It was like maybe an 18th century early American. It looked like early American to me at the time. Screen, 3-paneled screen, and I said, "Well, I'll offer you." What I had at the time was, I think, $1,700, like saved up from Christmases and stuff. And I said, "I'll give you $1,700." Now, art was worth a lot more back in the 80s, if you remember. The art market was pretty strong. And they hemmed and hawed about it, and then they said, "No, we're going to keep it." So I called them the following year and to see if they wanted to sell it, and they said, "No, we're not interested in selling it." So then I called them like maybe a year or two later, and I said, "Hey," I just inherited some money from my grandma, which I actually didn't, but I had saved up a little bit more money, and I think I had $3,500 at the time. I wanted this screen.
Wow.
I really wanted this screen. It was something I wanted. I didn't get it, and I wanted it. So I just said, "Listen, I inherited this money." They said, "Come take a look at it." I came. I said, "I'll give you $3,500 for it." They had bought it in New York, and it was like a gift. And there was a gay couple that had it back then. Lloyd and his partner, or whatever it was. And he kept saying, "Oh no, remember we bought this?" Whatever. So I was like, they wouldn't sell it to me.
Wow.
So
is that why you bought the restaurant?
Year or two passed, and I said, called them up, and I said, "Hey," I said, "Listen," I said, "I'm still interested in this." And here, his partner had passed away.
Oh, I see.
So he said, "You want to come take a look at it?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." Went and took a look at it, and then he said, "I'm sorry, I can't sell it. It meant too much to him." Yada yada yada.
Geez, wow.
So I said, "Listen," I said, "If you're ever interested, here's my number." I didn't hear from him. I'm in a bar in Philadelphia. This is 11 years later. I'm in a bar in Philadelphia, and someone sends me a drink, and it's this kid. His name is Matt, and I take the drink. It's free.
Price was right.
So, and he comes over, talks to me. I said, whatever, yada yada yada. And he said, I play the piano for this place, a little restaurant in Jersey. You would never have heard of it. He said. I said, "Well, where at?" He said, "Newport, the Newport House." I said,
"Oh wow,
oh my God!" I said, "Listen," I said, "there was a screen there. I know that the place got sold or whatever. There was a screen there." He said, "It's not there." I said, "Listen, I'm not interested in you, but if you ever run across the guy that owned it, please give him my number." He said he was just in tonight for dinner. He comes in once a month. I said, "Please, do me a favor. Please give it to me. It means a lot to me." He said, I get a phone call the next day. He had left his wallet there. So he says to me, he's going to come in for his wallet. I'm going to give him the number. I got a phone call from him that night. Lloyd said to me, "I'm living down by the shore somewhere, down those shore points." He said, I said, "Listen, I'm still interested in the screen." He said, "You are still interested in that? It's been 11 years. I said, "Absolutely." He said, "Come and take a look at it." So I went to Morning Sansom City Metals and scrapped all my gold, and $10,000.
Oh my God, Syboll! I guess you did want that.
I wanted that screen very bad. I went to his house. I walked in. I had tea with him. the whole
Was this
old
Jim?
school. This was Lloyd, I think Lloyd. Okay. And he said, I said, can I see the screen? And he says, absolutely. It's up in my bedroom. We walked upstairs, and there it was, rips in it, old, just horrible. And I said, let's, went downstairs, and he said, let's talk about price. And I said, what was your last offer? He said, I think it was $3,500. He said, I said, I think it was $1,700. He said, no, it was $3,500. I said, I thought he forgot, but he didn't forget. And I said, listen, I said, I have $10,000 on me. I'm willing to pay you whatever you want for it. I just want it.
Wow.
And he said, you know what? He said, wow, what a great person you became. I wish we had become friends. He said, listen. He said, he took his cap off. And he said, see this? He had a tumor.
Oh, no.
And he said, he said, I honestly, he said, I can't sell you that screen. It meant so much to my partner. He said, all the money in the world couldn't buy it for me. I said, are you kidding me? He said, I can't sell it to you. I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, my God. Wasn't that wonderful?
He gave it to me. I called 2 days later to thank him, and he had passed away.
Oh, my God. But what a wonderful
It was meant
gift.
to come to me.
Yeah, it was.
It was the Newport House, and that was the gift. And that screen is in my basement right now.
Oh,
the screen doesn't mean anything. It was the story that meant something.
Oh, my God, that's fabulous.
It's meant to be, it's meant to be.
It sure is. What a wonderful thing. That is...
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Sorry if I took
No, that was great.
Syboll show.
Yeah. All right. Time for a commercial. Well, thank you.
Okay. Could we take a commercial?
No, I think we're done.
We're done.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm starving to death.
Okay. Well, anyway, two of the most wonderful people you'll ever meet, Syboll and Amy, and they're at the Hotel Charlesworth, one of the best restaurants you'll ever go to in your life. And you got to give them a call. Make reservations Friday, Saturday, and Sundays when they're open. And the view is almost as good as the food. I mean, I don't know which is better, but the food's probably the best. But the view is fabulous too, and it's a great place to go for your birthday, for anniversary, for a Christmas party. Like they said, 10 people in your organization, 20, 30, 40, 50, they can handle it. And again, everybody will love it. They have Cedar Rose wine available for you, so you have that opportunity. So stop down. It's a great place to go. And George, thank you for producing the show today.
Thank you, George. And thank you,
And
Jim.
Dawn, we love you, Dawn.
Well,
I forgot to mention Dawn Zimmerman.
Got a lot of people that love you tonight. My gosh, we've got all kind of. I don't think I've ever had anybody on that's had so many comments about the great place and what you guys are doing. So keep up the good work. And again, thank you, folks, for being with us. The Hotel Charlesworth.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Amy.
Thank
and
you.
Syboll, thank you for coming. I like your hair. You did a good job on it.
Thank you, Syboll.
Thank you very much.
Take care, folks.
night.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.